Please excuse my papers, but I've been writing this stupid eulogy for the last 48 hours, and of course I know that this would make Sonny really happy. It's like Den said, he got the last laugh on you. So, because I've had to write some of it down doesn't mean that I'm unprepared. It just means that I'm over-prepared, and that this is probably the most important thing I've ever done in my life. Don't pay any attention. This is probably going to happen from time to time. And I also know that he is someplace loving this. Some people were under the misconception that Son was a short man, but he was heads and tails taller than anyone else. He could see above the tallest people. He had a vision of the future and just how he was going to build it. And his enthusiasm was so great that he just swept everybody along with him. Not that we know where he was going, but we just wanted to be there. He was also successful at anything he ever tried, and not the first time he tried maybe, but he kept going. If he really wanted something, he kept going until he achieved it. Some people thought that Son wasn't to be taken seriously because he allowed himself to be the butt of the jokes on the Sonny and Cher show. What people don't realize is that he created Sonny and Cher, and he knew what was right for us, you know. He just always knew the right thing, and he wanted to make people laugh so much that he had the confidence to be the butt of the joke because he created the joke. When I was 16 years old, I met Sonny, Salvatore Philip Bono, and the first time I ever saw him, he walked in this room, and I had never seen anything like him before in my life, because he was Sonny a lot, way before we were Sonny and Cher. He had this thing about him, and he walked into this room, and I swear to God, I saw him, and like everybody else in the room was just washed away in this kind of soft focus filter, kind of like when Maria saw Tony at the dance. And I looked at him, and he was, you know, he had this like weird hairdo between Caesar and Napoleon. As a matter of fact, one of the first things that he ever told me was that he was a descendant of Napoleon, and that his father had shortened the name of Bonaparte to Bono when they came to this country, but that he didn't want to make too big of a deal out of this. Now you have to realize, at this time he was talking to a girl who thought that Mount Rushmore was a natural phenomenon. So we were definitely a marriage made in heaven. I wanted to tell Mary and Chezzy and Shiana how proud I am of what he made himself after we were separated, and his accomplishments. And I know that a person just doesn't decide to become a congressman in the middle of their life and then be one, but it's so typically Sonny to do something so crazy like that. And also it puts me at peace to know that, you know, in the end of his days, that he had such a wonderful family life, and I know how much he loved Mary and Chez and Shiana, and I know how much they loved him, and also I know how much he loved his friends. He was the greatest friend. And if you'd seen our house for the last 5 days, Mary's house for the last 5 days, we can't get rid of everybody. Everybody's just there, you know, and it's the way he would have wanted it. He would have been in the middle cooking, not eating, just tasting, and making everybody else eat. So the last thing I want to say is, when I was young, there was this section in the Reader's Digest And it was called The Most Unforgettable Character I've Ever Met. And for me, that person is Sonny Bono. And no matter how long I live or who I meet in my life, that person will always be Son for me. Thank you.
It's just a silly phase I'm going through. And just because I call you up, don't get me wrong, don't think you got it made. I'm not in love, no, no. It's because but then again, that doesn't mean you mean that much to me. So if I call you, don't make a fuss. Don't tell your friends about the two of us. I'm not in love, no, no. Upon the wall, it hides a nasty stain that's lying there. So don't you ask me to give it back. I know you know it doesn't mean that much to me. I'm not in love, no, no. It's ooh, you wait a long time for me. Ooh, you wait a long time. Ooh, you wait a long time for me. So don't forget.